Alright, welcome back. This is M-Dog. We are here at Ladoga. Words that I don't say very often. But I did think we could try this char spot, see if we can make this work at all. So 8523 is our destination. I think we're going to basically just be casting sort of back up this way. I have fished here before. And let's see if we can get a char going here just before 5 in the morning. Setup wise, this is what we're using. I love using the light setup with char. If you use a heavier setup, a more regular setup, obviously you can use a heavier bullet. That could make a difference, especially like in how quickly you start reeling based on how fast it's dropping to the bottom, perhaps. Alright, we got jig step going pretty quick. Let's see what we can get into here. Alright, good first bite there. But I really like using this little setup. And there's not a ton of stuff you can use it on, so if I know I'm going to be char fishing, I always try to pull out this setup just so I can get some use out of it. I like this little this bait casting reel. If you don't know, this is something you can get from the Christmas fair. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I like it. This is a Christmas fair reel. Really good value. Very inexpensive compared to its similar reels. And we are using the green bead with the green maggot currently. Doing a 96% cast. Drinking my coffee. Let's see if we can get jig step going again here. I think next cast I will try the shift 50 reeling method. Just to see if we can get a bite that way as well. Okay, we lost jig step. Which, since we do have the lighter bullet, we may not be casting it quite as far as other folks. So it might be worth doing a full cast instead of the 90% cast. Even with points and everything, we might be undercasting a little bit, which could lower our window of opportunity of keeping that jig step going. So let's just try going. Oh, you know what? We might could have gotten jig step going again. I didn't realize we were still that far out. That might have been my mistake. But let's try going full cast. Let's also try the shift 50 reel. That's going to go a long way, but that's okay. Once it settles on the bottom, we're going to try. So now we've got retrieval speed at 50. We're going to hold shift down. We're going to do two quick turns. We should still be able to get jig step going. There it is. There we go. So real close to the boat. So I think we probably do want to keep reeling all the way in and perhaps not cast as far. That makes me think that there's no need to cast past 90% based on when we hooked into this one. Yeah, it's another one. Very nice. 2 1 kilo char. We'll take it. Alright, so we'll try more of a 90% cast here. It's a fun fish to catch. See if we can't get a nice one. Looks like it hits a elevation or something maybe. Let's see if we get jig step back here. Maybe we're not this time. Huh. We don't want to cast, we don't want to be fishing for that long without getting jigged up. Not ideal. So we'll go back to 33 speed here. We want to pause about as long as we're reeling for at this speed, I think. So I sort of count to 2 while we're reeling, and then I count from 2 to 4 on the pause. If you're having a problem like keeping the jig step, just try to get some kind of internal clock going. I think it just stops. There's a certain point where it stops jig step, but one time it did pick it up again. There it is. So it may be like the track you're coming in on whether or not you can get jig step going again. I don't know. Now we lost it again. Obviously, you can still catch them without jig step. I just haven't fished this spot enough to know, is it worth continuing to bring them in without the jig step? I'm not sure that it is. right, let's cast it one more time, then I'll check weeklies, just see if there are other options for lures that are working right now pretty good. I guess we can do that while it's dropping here. Pretty much anything green, it looks like. There we go. I was hoping we at least get one more. I mean, we're starting to get later in the morning here. Char bites, I don't know how consistent they're going to be in this spot past like morning, you know, so this one might be a little bit over the size of the other ones, but maybe not. It's at least a kilo, I think. Very nice, 1.6 kilos. So they're definitely here. So that other one, we could do the rubber fish, but also the quicker. It was quicker, right? Is it 4.5? Not sure. Mm-hmm. 4.5. So let's try this one time. Might have started a little early there. Let's let it settle. There we go. At least we hit something. We'll try a couple more casts here before we wrap it up. The char are here. And I guess I've kind of landed on a little more than 90% cast, but not 100, not completely full. Just over 100%, not 120. Seems like we want to get it out there a little bit, but we don't necessarily have to go max. The main problem is jig step stops at some point. So you just want to have ample time to get a little jig step going and see if you can't find a bite. Okay, try one more. And I guess if you're out here, you probably do just keep casting during the day and hope for the best, but you're going to see most of your fish, I would think, in the morning and in the evening. This middle of the day section for char has got to be pretty miserable. So I'm not going to keep the video going, but we'll try the handmade rubber fish here. Well, they're getting small, but I mean, if we can still get bites, that's nice. I guess it could be a perch or something, though. It's a little late in the morning to hit a char. Maybe the overcast will extend the time a little bit, but... And then again, Ladoga char might be a little more resilient to time. I'm used to those Cory char, not Cory char, but char at Cory, which seem to be pretty specific time-wise. Took longer to get jig stuck going this time. As in, we still don't have it going. Did I, Oh, wow. Okay. Just keep reeling it in, I guess. Maybe that's the lesson here. Don't worry about jig step. I don't know if I just kind of faded out there. I was thinking about other stuff, but I feel like we went that whole time without getting jig step. But truthfully, we've got, I mean, in very short amount of time, we've got 5 char. Haven't hit a big one, which would be nice to hit a big one, but if you're patient and you hang out morning and evening here for a few days, you probably could get a nice big one here. I think the other thing I would do is try, not that it should really make too much of a difference, but I might try a regular setup instead of the light, just to do a comparison. Obviously you put a lot heavier bullet sinker on there. Casting is going to be pretty different, just to see. I like seeing that touching bottom notification though, even if we're not getting jig step with this lure for some reason, or not as easily. I think we did the first time, but maybe this isn't going as far. It's 1 gram, where the other's a little heavier. Maybe we're basically casting this right into the area where it's harder to get a jig step. But I still would use, you know, 9-10 kilo leader, even if you are using a full setup. I think the char could be sensitive to leader size. I don't know that for sure. I haven't spent enough time out here, but you don't need more than that, you know, when char fishing. So if there's any chance that it could affect your bite rate, it's probably worth using a smaller leader. Obviously, a lot of people do ultralight fishing for char, which is also very fun. Again, I just sort of look for excuses to pull out this light setup. So all right, we will do one more cast with the regular setup. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm curious. Let's see. Don't really want to use that. We certainly don't need that. I'm going to have to take it off the other one. I need to get a second second set of beads and all that. We've been using large one hook, which I think is about right. And we'll go back to the original lure we used. Now I suspect this is going to cast a lot farther. And so I definitely don't want to go more than 90 on this one, I don't think. In fact, we might have cast into the shallow area. Is that what that looks like? It's like not... It's really not dropping, is it? We'll see how long we can jig step it. The only thing I'm not sure of is if we're actually jig stepping it at the bottom. Hopefully we are. Hopefully we're waiting enough in the pauses for it to drop as far down as it can. But you could also take a break and let it just drop for a bit once you've reeled it in some. That gives you a chance to reel it in for a long time, which would probably be good. You know, it's middle of the day, so we're probably not going to catch much right now, but if the char were active, having a little longer casting distance gives you a little bit more option. It's probably a good thing. Ooh, there we go. Something hit it. And we do have a slightly smaller leader than we were using. We're at 8.2. I think I was using 10 initially on the light setup. So we're actually using a smaller leader now than we were before, but this may be another 750 gram char, 800 gram char, something like that. Look how far we still have to reel it in. Yeah, that thing was way out there. Very nice. Okay, so the char are here. The green lures and beads seem to be working. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.